Hello everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm here for weeks 3 and 4 of the She's Crafty mini paper pad series. Now, I cheated a little bit on both of them, so I will go through those with you. Here's the one for week 3. I loved the sketch. It's actually one that a bunch of us did for 30 Days of Sketches round 6, and it's so versatile for stuff like this. And what I ended up doing is, instead of picking a 6x6 paper pad to work with the 2 weeks, I grabbed the 2x2 little squares from the Color Me Happy collection. Now this is the collection I'm using for How to Kill a Kit with Style this month. And it was just a really great way to use a little bit more of my kit and still combine it with the series. So that's what I went ahead and did with this particular one. Photo of Jackson. I will say you're gonna see a lot of Jackson and Barrett over the next little bit. Both of our birthdays are in January, and I tend to, when it comes time to kids' birthdays, I tend to scrap heavily about them around that time, as to why you're seeing so much of it. So here's one of Jackson. This was back in, well, maybe last year. But he lost both of his front teeth, not around Christmas time. I think it was more January, February-ish. But yes, he lost both of them. And the one, I don't know if you can see, and hopefully this doesn't gross you out or anything, but one of them, the root was really up there, and he was struggling to get it off and was a little anxious about it. I didn't want us to help him get it out or anything like that. So it was very nerve-wracking for him. But after a little bit of coaching with Sean and I, he was able to do it. We were so proud of him. And that's what this layout is kind of documenting, as to why the colors are so bright and fun and playful, work really well with the photo that's in black and white. I was also able to grab in some wood veneer from my little container that I'm working through. That was really neat to get that as well. Okay, that's week 3 using the 2x2 little color swatches there. For week 4, okay, let's go back to the beginning. I was trying to actually use this particular cut file for a 30 Days of Sketches video in March. It was just not coming together. I couldn't make it work. I was getting extremely frustrated. This particular background paper is one of the pre-mixed media ones from Vicki Boutin that I got from Michaels, that Hot Buy pad. The color of it just, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but anyways, I struggled. So I gotten this down. I had a sequins mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps that was so close to being done. I just went ahead and used those to fill in the little areas of this cut file. It's just a random cut file I had in my stash. I assume it's probably Paige Evans-esque. I'm not exactly sure. It's not Confessions of a Paper Addict, I can tell you that. So it's not something I'm trying to highlight, but I did want to get it used up for my stash. So I had started with that. I had a photo of Barrett. Actually, let me grab it quickly. Sorry, guys. I should be more organized. I have this photo of Barrett, and I was trying to turn it into an Easter themed layout because it was in March and closer to spring. I was trying to make that work. As to the color tones, I was just trying to do a fun spring variant of stitching there. I wasn't feeling it. I just was not. Walked away from it. I kind of looked at it. I had a couple thoughts. I thought maybe I could fussy cut around the butterfly and turn it into a Traveler's Notebook spread, or I just was thinking about actually snapping a photo and saying, does anyone like the base of this? I actually had a completely different border around it as well. I was going to say, if anyone likes the base of this, I will get it in the mail and send it to you and let you do with it as you may. And then I remembered I needed to do my layout for this series, and I went to it, and the floating hearts, I believe they're hearts, and it just caught my eye that I have this actual Vicki Boutin collection, the Storyteller collection, that I used guest designing for Scrapbook Your Joy back in, I think November-ish. And I was doing it with Moira. We were guest designing at the same time. I got a couple layouts out, but not a ton. So I decided to use that collection because it's already been touched. So it's within my scraps, and it kind of falls within the Baby's Got Scraps series as well. I just went ahead, fussy cut out a bunch of, there's a pattern paper that is all butterflies. I fussy cut out a bunch of them. I actually have a bunch of them left now to use for other stuff. And I layered them out to kind of, now it doesn't follow the sketch exactly, but I feel like you can see it and you get where the point of it went. So I was happy with that. I then kind of went into my fall themed stuff. I found this particular photo. Now, honestly, I probably wouldn't have scrapped this as a full 12 by 12. I would have put it into a pocket page to go with, this is actually a pumpkin patch. However, the color green popped to me. And then I was like, I have within that collection these green alphas, and just there's things I could make work with it. So I just went with it. And I touched every little bit of that I have from that collection. I don't have a ton of paper, but I have like all the embellishments and all the stickers, and I still have so much of that collection. So this worked really well to go ahead and use it in a different way. No, it's not a 6x6 paper pad. However, that being said, it's still going in, using my stash, not getting into new stuff quite yet. I still only used one full sheet of 12 by 12. This border that I used was actually already cut to be a border. So other than this 12 by 12, everything else were scraps that I had. So I feel like that it works and it counts. I love how it turned out in the end. I actually call this my layout from hell because it just, nothing seemed to be going right. In the end, I'm very pleased with it. Not my favorite layout ever, but it's still okay. And I have this super cute story told of Jackson leading his little sister through the little maze when we were at the pumpkin patch. And I think it was I don't think it was a corn maze because of all the greenery. I think it was like a tree maze. I think this might have been the year we were at we went to a nursery instead of an actual pumpkin patch, and this might be the year that was. So it's I think a bunch of trees and just a quick little thing. So anyways, for how it had started and how much I struggled with it, I'm really pleased with the final outcome. This layout took me basically the entire week to create. It's sitting on my desk and I haven't gotten anything else done because I was so frustrated with it that the rest of my creative energy and flow had just completely disappeared. I went through, I struggled through, I got it, and the end result is it was worth it. So if this happens to you, sometimes just keep pushing. Eventually it will turn into something you like. The other thing you could have done, or I could have done, and it's completely okay, is put it to the side. Put it in maybe your pattern papers and come back to it at another time. I have done that before. That works too. Sometimes when you look at it again with fresh eyes, a few months later or whatever, something sparks in your mind and you can create something. Lots of options on how to deal with things. Anyway, so those are my two layouts for weeks 3 and 4. I did follow the sketches. I am really, really enjoying this series still. It's just a lot of fun to play. I am going to pick a paper pad for the next 2 weeks, and I will try very hard to make sure to use that with the next 2 sketches and get back on track to what the actual point of Shannon's series is. However, I don't think it matters. I think it's all about just creating, getting into your stash, having fun, and being part of the community, which Shannon has done a fabulous job doing with her series. I will leave the link below to her channel so you can see what she's created, and I will leave the link below for the Facebook group as well. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Bye.